Hello, this is RICKY, the YouTube Tech Guy. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Mobile Weekly / Mobile Q&A, where we go all the latest news during the week of mobile and answer your questions live. If you have a question you want to ask, just ask it in the comments section down below, and I will answer it before the end of the show. Alright guys, just as a reminder, we are doing the 24-hour coverage of Prime Day deals starting at midnight tonight Pacific Standard Time. So that will be in the next 4 hours. So basically, as soon as I'm done with this, I'm going to start getting everything ready and be ready at midnight to get all the Prime deals. Let me know what you're looking for Amazon Prime deals, and I will try to find things in that category. There's obviously going to be a lot. It's 2 full days. We're going to do one 24-hour video tonight at midnight, and then another 24-hour video starting tomorrow night at midnight. So basically, the whole thing is going to be doing the video and then looking at everything basically every 3 hours and updating it so that you have the latest and greatest deals right then and there. All right, now let's get started with the news. Biggest news is, of course, the Galaxy Z Fold 3 price point. So this has been a big contention for quite a while, I would say. It really has definitely been something very interesting that we've been seeing. What is going to happen, what thing is going to need to be, basically. And the biggest thing is that the Galaxy Fold 3 is looking to cut its price finally. This is a big deal because the last Galaxy Z Fold 2 was at about $1,980, I think, in the US. From what we're hearing right now, it looks like that will be going down by $400 to $1,599. So that's pretty big, to be quite honest. It really is something that just definitely stands out. So what is the significance of that? Well, honestly, I think a lot of people always kind of, gave Samsung stuff for having a $2,000 phone to begin with. But this year, we aren't getting everything we want. We're getting the pen, but it's not going to be inside. We're getting the cameras that are the same quality as the last year's Galaxy S20 FE that's a $500 smartphone now. So when it comes to the cameras, this is the biggest reason why I'm not going to be keeping this device. The Galaxy Fold 3, for me, is something that I can't justify when I already have an S Pen that's external. Maybe if it was internal on the Fold 3, maybe that might have been something to look at. But since I already have a pen that's external, and this one has a way better camera than the one that will be on the Fold 3, why would I get the Fold 3? Why would I downgrade? That is my biggest pet peeve, especially since the battery on this is also bigger than the Fold 3 as well. So for that reason, I think a price cut was made, honestly, because of the fact that it would not sell otherwise. Don't get me wrong, would it sell? Yes, but they are planning on selling over 5 million foldables this year from the Flip 3 and the Fold 3, when they did not sell 2 last year. They didn't even sell 2 million last year. So that is a pretty big jump in terms of sales. How are they going to get it? I think price cuts are definitely the way it's got to be. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. Does this price cut make it way more enticing to you? I mean, $400 is pretty significant. That's basically, Galaxy A52 or other phones around that price range. $400 is a pretty big price cut. Does this make it more enticing for you to get the Fold 3? Or are you like me in that if I'm going to get a foldable device this year, it will be the Galaxy Flip 3, because that one is rumored to be around $1,100, $1,200. So if at that price, it seems like a lot better off in comparison. So I really will say that for me, that seems a way better deal than in comparison to that. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. For getting the same cameras, for getting about the same battery life, For me, I rather get the Fold or the Flip 3 rather than the Fold 3 because it's going to be a much lower price point that I can justify it more for getting a phone with subpar cameras in comparison to my current phone. Let me know what you guys think. All right, and this is a big thing, namely because I do AMC stock. So no, but really, Samsung and AMD having a AMD graphics card in the next Samsung Exynos chip is a really big deal. It really is going to be the big move, touting that mobile can compete with graphics of consoles and, you know, maybe PCs 3 or 4 years ago. So that really is what it's touting. It's touting amazing performance, amazing quality, and currently it looks to be better than every Snapdragon out on the market, and it looks like it passed the Apple A. It looks like it passed the Apple A chips. The M chips are kind of back and forth. Also with Apple, it always is hard with that stuff because of the metal that they use, the type of graphics performance testing and gameplay, which no one really uses. But yeah, there's OpenGL, there's other things that would basically perform way better on this than on Apple silicon, but it all depends from that point. That being said, it was supposed to be originally announced in June, and now it looks like it will be announced in July. The reason why this is so big is because this graphics card looks like it could be in possibly 2 phones this year. One is the Galaxy Z Fold 3. It could indeed have a higher performing processor and a higher performing graphics card compared to the current S21 Ultra. That is really cool if you're into gaming. You're really going to push gaming to the edge, and definitely if you do editing on your phone, that's a really other good point to use this. But the other one is really interesting to me because we know that Google is supposedly creating their own processor called the Whitechapel for their next phone, the Pixel 6. Samsung is going to be the one actually making it. So basically, just like with Apple designs the processor, and then TMSC makes it, or Samsung makes it. Those are the two that makes Apple processors. For Google, they are designing this processor, and Samsung is going to make it. But here's the kicker. This graphics card from AMD might just be in the Pixel 6 as well. Now, if that's true, it's most likely only going to be in the Pro model, right? It's only going to be in the higher XL model. But the real interesting part about that, right, is that if this graphics card just gets in there, then it's such a big thing because of the fact that this graphics card and stock Google with a Google-made processor could really be next-gen performance that we haven't seen before on Android. So that's very interesting. Let me know what you guys think about that, because the prospect of this being on Pixel, to me, is way more intriguing than it being on the Fold 3. The Fold 3, for one, isn't going to sell as many, but that's really the big thing, is that if we get stock processor, stock graphics card, brand new from AMD and from Google, this could be really, really interesting. We'll have to wait and see. All right. Now, not everything is good in the foldable market. For instance, Moto has already declared that they will not be having a Moto Razr this year. So there will not be any Moto foldable phone coming out this year. They're just not gonna, it's really the processor shortage that we're all seeing that companies are dealing with, and that they just can't do it. They just can't do it. But they are apparently going to completely rehaul the design for the Razr 2 next year. And apparently we could even see a different type of foldable, maybe other than a clamshell, maybe other than that. But yeah, it's basically what we're gonna be expecting to see. So craziness on that front, but we'll have to see how it goes. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. I don't know if I would get a Moto Razr just because the camera was never really that, wow factor for me. And now that the Flip 3 is going to have a bigger screen, that was the main benefit of the Razr 2. So I don't see myself kind of leaning towards the Moto for a particular reason that. So yeah. And then we have the Google apps once again coming to Honor smartphones. Now, Honor had an announcement this week, and they announced a new Honor 50. But the biggest part about it wasn't that, it looks like the Huawei phone. The biggest part about it isn't that, oh, this is Honor's first phone completely split from Huawei. Supposedly, even though it looks just like it. So, I mean, how split are they? But the biggest thing about this is that this is from the company that brought you Huawei, separated, and now getting Google Apps. The reason why this is so big is because of the fact that no one really cares about Huawei anymore because they don't have Google Apps outside of China. China, Huawei is still selling very well, but outside of China, we really haven't seen anyone just really care about Huawei because the cameras are amazing, apparently breathtaking, but the problem is that they just don't measure up in terms of having a all-around good phone because you don't have any Google apps, which is pretty much a dead on arrival in the US, dead on arrival of most of Europe and most other parts of the world that, Android, you need Google apps. So this is going to be really interesting to see how Honor does. I, for one, am very interested in this phone because of the fact that if you can get Honor quality, Huawei kind of camera quality on an Honor device with the ability to get a amazing ability of Google apps all in one, then this combination was the thing that shot Huawei up for a while. So will it happen again? We'll have to wait and see. All right, guys, there was not too much news this week, but those four were really big. The Fold 3 coming in at $1,599. The AMD GPU possibly coming to not only the Fold 3 this year, but the Pixel 6. Moto Razr Fold not coming this year, but part 2 will come next year and possibly look completely different. And finally, the Honor phones are getting Google Apps back. So Huawei quality with Google software yet again, will it be a winning combination? We'll have to wait and see. All right, guys, and with that being said, let's get to your questions. If you have any questions you want to ask, just ask them in the comment section down below, and I will answer them before the end of the show. First of all, I do want to give a shout out to our two moderators, Quiet Storm and Rudy Can't Game. Thank you guys so much. I saw a bunch of spammers going on, and yes, thank you guys so much for taking care of them. I do appreciate you guys always just helping me out with moderation. I really do appreciate it. So shout out to those guys. Give those guys a round of applause. All right. Okay, so let's get to your questions now. Happy Father's Day, Ricky. Hope it was a time for you. It was really great. I, had breakfast with the family. Really nice. It did kind of remind me of, the past year I had, which, father passing away and everything like that. It kind of obviously gets to you on Father's Day. So, reflection and all that stuff happened. But I still am amazed that the gift my wife got me to go to California Adventure in the new Marvel world on Thursday. I'm really excited for that, and hopefully it should be a lot of fun. I will be taking photos of it, taking maybe some videos live there from it, so make sure to check out and follow me on Thursday, because I definitely, if I do get in all the cool places, I'll definitely do some YouTube shorts finally, and see how those go. So yeah. All right. Yes, and a very happy Father's Day to any fathers out there. Kids, pets, whatever. Clans in video games, whatever you're a father of. Happy Father's Day. All right. Let's see. Your wall clock needs new batteries. Oh, it's thank you, Quiet Storm. It's always 116. That is completely done on purpose. It's even done on our other set on this side. It's always 116, whether it be the analog clock there or the digital clock we have on here. It's always 116 on this channel. Get a T-shirt to find out. So yeah. Your thoughts on Windows 11? Will you upgrade? So, there's a rule with Windows, and we haven't needed to apply it for a very long time because Windows stopped at 10. So when Windows got to 10, that was it. There was no more. It was just upgrading the software. But the rule with Windows is that Microsoft always did one good, one bad, every single time. And what I mean by this, let's go all the way back. I can't remember, what was it? Windows 98, good. Windows ME, bad. Windows XP, good. Windows Vista, very bad. Windows, was it 7 after that? Yeah, after Vista. After Vista was Windows 7, good. Windows 8, bad. That horrible tile mess that they had. Windows 10, good. Windows 11, it can completely break the cycle that Microsoft has been in since Windows 98. Totally can. It's possible. But we're talking about since 1998. This is a little bit of ways since. So yeah, it's been a very long time with Windows having this cycle. Could they learn from it? Absolutely. It's an entirely different company than it was then. But that's something to note. I will not install it right away. I just won't. I'm going to give it its time. The best time to typically upgrade from Windows to the next version of Windows is when they release. Well, again, I don't know how this will happen now. I am going to be kind of following Windows Central and those kind of channels very closely for updates, because Windows typically, when they do the Service Pack 1, that is all the little bugs that they found out along the way for the first 3 months typically. They put it in one giant update, wrap it all up, and that is the time you typically should upgrade. Typically 3 months to 6 months after the initial release is when I would recommend upgrading. Now, could there be no issues from the get-go? Absolutely. Is there usually issues no matter what? Absolutely. So yeah, I again won't probably upgrade till Service Pack 1, or if they're not going to be calling it Service Pack 1, basically just whatever, after a wide range of updates, then I'll be upgrading. But yeah, I'm not going to do that on my main computer. Maybe if I had a work computer, I might upgrade the work computer. But my main computer, no, I will not be changing to Windows 11. Although I do, again, like some of the features that are coming to it. I really do. I will not be upgrading to it right away. The look is interesting. I do think it's more fun. Overall, I do think it's more appealing to a younger generation as well. Like, I could see my daughter liking the look of it more. She has never really used a Windows computer, for instance. She's used Chrome and she's used Android tablets. So that's going to be the difference that will kind of I think when her first Windows will probably be Windows 11. But yeah, so that's I think that's going to be where I'm looking at right now. Um, I wonder if the Fold 3 don't sell like they want, what will happen? What will happen is that you better believe that Note is coming back in full force. They'll do 2 Notes next year if the Fold doesn't do that well. They'll also revamp their strategy on the Fold and hopefully put better cameras on it. I think if the Fold 3 had this camera on it, even without an upgrade, if they had just given me this camera on it, I would have got the Fold 3, no problem. I would have gladly traded this phone in and went with the Fold 3, no problem. Because I didn't get that, not really interested in it. Lower battery, lower camera quality. It's two things that really just like, yeah, I need it. I need a printer. Would love to see some deals on some printers, excluding HP. Had bad experiences with them. Completely understand that. I use Canon. That is the one that I have back there. It's an all-in-one LaserJet printer. I've said on many occasions I really prefer LaserJet. I do, of course, prefer all-in-one, so you can copy, scan, all that kind of stuff and everything like that. This one is perfect because it does dual-sided printing. It is a workhorse. I rarely need to change the cartridges. And the biggest thing, the cartridges were super expensive. That's the thing about laser printers that people always worried about. Now, you can get, third-party ones on Amazon that are way cheaper than the original manufacturer ones. And they work perfect, no issues with it. I really have loved my printer. So yeah, I think it's a great one to go with. But I will look for most printers tomorrow from inkjet to laser. But that one is the one that I've talked about a couple times now. And the Canon one, again, is just my favorite for everything that it has. But I recommend laser all-in-ones for my recommendation on printers. You won't have paper jams. You won't have issues like that. They just do really, really well. So I just didn't want to deal with it anything anymore like that. I think I got it on sale, this one, for $250. So it's pretty expensive. Like, normal price was $400. But when I got it on sale, obviously it was a pretty good price. So humid outside. Is it? So I know you're in New York, man. From LA, it's hot it's hot. We were like in the high 90s. Downtown had like triple digits. So yeah, it's definitely for sure a big thing though. $500 super chat isn't going through. I mean, you can make it go through this, but I don't ever expect to have a $500 super chat. Um, I have a Note 20 Ultra. I want the Z Fold 3. So, in your opinion, would it be an upgrade other than because it's just a fold? So if you have a Note 20 Ultra, your camera and battery life are going to take a downgrade on the Fold 3. The Fold 3 will not have as big of a battery as your Note 20 Ultra does. Also, your Fold 3 will be a faster processor. It will be a better graphics card. So your speed is definitely going to be there. I do believe you're going to have more internal storage, depending on which Note 20 Ultra you got. Because I do believe that it's going to have a 256 and 512 storage capacities for the Fold 3. So you might have a bigger storage built in, but yeah, that's about everything you need to kind of comparing the two. Your cameras will be downgraded because the Note 20 Ultra has way better cameras. So yeah, it will be a fold, and it will have that wow factor. It's that sexy look to it, and trust me, I do like that look. I liked having that fold, but at the same time, I hated just like I would never use the camera. I always carry 2 phones with me. So right now I'm testing out the OnePlus 9, and I'm testing out and I have my S21 Ultra. So those are my 2 phones on me. With the Fold 2, I always had my Pixel 5 be my second phone, and like I would sometimes rock a third phone if I was testing it out because I needed to have a great camera with me, and the Fold 2 just wasn't it. it didn't take that many good photos, and the Pixel 5 was always a better camera than it. So yeah. Whoa, a bunch of questions flooded. Everybody drink. Sorry, we had a lot of spammers earlier. No news on the Tablet 8. No, again, I do believe the Tab 8 is going to be announced at IFA, most likely, which is in September. I think it's the first week of September or last week of August. So I do believe that's when the Tab S8 is going to be announced and the Tab S8 Ultra is going to be announced. So September, a month after all of the, Fold 3 and Fold Flip 3, Fold 3, Galaxy Watch 4, and Galaxy Watch 4 Active. After all those are announced, a month later is when you're going to get the tablets. Happy Father's Day, brother. Do you think the Tab S7 at $395 with book cover and keyboard is a good deal still? Are you excited about the Pro? So do I think it's a good deal? Yeah, that's a good deal. For $400 to get all that? That's a solid deal, man. I think it's tomorrow's the last day for that, I believe, because for the Samsung Deals Day. So yeah, I do think that was a really good deal for that tablet. I was almost gonna get it, but I still think I'm gonna wait on the Tab S7 FE because my daughter just doesn't need the Tab S7. So yeah, yes, I do think it's a really good deal for it. Are you excited about the Pixel 6 Pro? What feature are you most excited? So yes, I'm absolutely excited for the Pixel 6 Pro, especially with this new rumor that the graphics card could be from AMD and the processors, of course, from Google. Samsung would be manufacturing both. So that is just, I mean, perfection. That would be so amazing in terms of seeing possibly the best performing processor and graphics card we ever have seen in mobile. That's potentially what could happen with that. So that's really exciting. But what feature would I most be excited for? A better sensor on a Pixel phone. That should literally basically beat up everything. So we'll have to wait and see. Very curious to see, but yeah. It's definitely a bad thing. So some other people are saying Windows 3.1 good, Windows 95 bad. 7 and 10 good, 8 and 9 bad. Wait, was there a Windows 9? Did I forget Windows 9? Did I forget Windows 9? I might have forgot Windows 9. Did I block it out from my memory? I don't know. I think Vista was bad. You needed a good laptop to run it, and it wasn't bad, as people say. I will say this. Vista was bad if you did not have 4 gigs of RAM. And the problem was, this was still a time, because I was technology manager at Circuit City. Yes, Circuit City. When Vista came out. And the problem is that we were selling laptops with 2 gigs of RAM still, and it had Vista Basic, and it couldn't run it. It really couldn't run it. Like it was just that combination should never have been allowed. So that's what really where Vista was really bad. Vista was a memory hog, and the laptops that were being currently made were not capable of running it. I mean, even 4 gigs of RAM, it wasn't particularly fast. Like you really, that is when RAM moved up from being 2 and 4 gigs on most laptops to 4 minimum, 8 recommended. So that was the change. That time frame was the change when instead of 2 gigs of RAM, 1 gig of RAM was acceptable. Because remember, there was also netbooks at that time. I don't know if you guys remember what netbooks were, but basically little light version laptops. They were kind of like Chromebooks, basically, but Windows version. Those had 1 gig of RAM, 512 RAM. So it was a really different time in terms of technology, obviously, but that's what made Vista so bad. Is that the current gen hardware should never have touched it, but it literally took till a year later for all laptops to be 4 gigs of RAM, and then the premium laptops in the $800, $900, $10 and $1,000 price range uh, started having 8 gigs of RAM. So that was the shift in Vista. But yeah, it was like what 2 years later, and then Windows 7 came out, and like, don't worry about Vista, don't worry about Vista, because Vista had such a horrible launch that the branding was dead, and that no one wanted to touch it. Um, Vista is a memory hog, though. Yes, it was. Um, you are the unicorn. Um, some people still would like to have a flat screen Note, and those with the curve Note. Maybe that could be the two should come out with. Well, that did come out last year. You had the Note 20. Yeah, you had the Note 20 and the Note 20 Ultra. The Note 20 was flat, and the Note 20 Ultra was a curve. So you did have that last year. That could happen again next year if it seems it's needed. What do you think of the Marvel series currently airing, Loki? How do you think it influences the Marvel Cinematic Universe? Loki is supposed to influence it more than any other series. So, WandaVision was trippy and really cool, very different from everything we've seen. Um, I'm st- the second series name changes, so I'm going to go with the original name, Falcon and Winter Soldier. That one definitely was spy thriller action kind of movie. Basically, if you liked Captain America Winter Soldier, you will probably like that show. So it was really awesome in that aspect. Loki is dealing with time travel and the wider universe of Marvel. So it is really important. I mean, and they are not like episode one was a lot of setup for the show. Episode two got right into it. Like you find out a lot of things. And I think it's because I think Loki's going to only be 6 episodes, if I'm not mistaken. And so, yeah, it's going to be really important. And then basically it leads right into Black Widow. Like, I think Loki still won't be done by the time Black Widow comes out on July 9th. I think Loki will be like 1 or 2 more episodes left. So you have that. And then in September, you have Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, which brings us to Mandarin. And the Ten Ring Syndicate, which was the whole reason Iron Man happened. I could do a whole video on this kind of stuff. But yeah, so Loki, if you see one Marvel series, apparently Loki is the biggest, most important one to the upcoming movies. Even though I would argue WandaVision is going to be really important for Doctor Strange next year. So yeah, a lot of stuff going on there. All right. Still looking for a gaming PC less than 800. Again, Warren, it's very difficult to get one under 800. It's just a matter of luck at this point. Honestly, I would say you're not going to get a very good one this year. I would wait till next year. If we happen to find one, again, I mean, I do a weekly video on deals, but I have yet to see a great desktop one that I could honestly recommend. But yeah, we'll keep looking. I got Gcam 4 on my S20. It doesn't seem to improve over the normal camera, really. The only reason you'd want to get Gcam is to have HDR Plus on and auto whites balance on. So make sure you have those two on. If that doesn't work, it might crash basically your Gcam, and it means you need to get the correct Gcam. But if you did get the correct Gcam, those two, turn those both on, HDR Plus Enhance, and auto white balance. And that you will definitely see a difference from the regular camera on Gcam compared to the Samsung camera. Guaranteed. Why does Google never take Pixels seriously? They always use mediocre hardware, but their software is great. I mean, they've never been good at hardware. Like, to be quite honest, Google has never been good at hardware. I feel like they are amazing at software, but hardware's just never been their main thing. So, all in all, that's what I will say. I have to say about that for Google. They do really amazing software. Their hardware isn't that good typically, but that's what's so exciting about this year. Samsung's making their hardware. So instead of LG, HTC, who have made the Pixels in the past 40 years, that is going to be a really good one. So yeah, that's something that I will say definitely really good in that aspect. How long, thank you so much for the super chat donation, John. How long before we will be able to get video cards at sane prices? Summer of next year is what they're estimating right now. And I'm not exaggerating. I'm not kind of throwing BS at you. It looks like summer of next year. The graphics card shortage is not going away. It is such a thing right now, and it has no signs of slowing down this year at all. They're trying to increase as much as they can, but processors look like the beginning of next year, but graphics card will not be till the middle of next year because of their ties to cryptocurrency. So yeah. It looks like that's pretty much where you'll be able to get them at normal levels is summer of next year. Sucks, but yeah. Where do we have the questions? I don't think there was a Windows 9 though. Okay, so I was right. I didn't skip Windows 9. There was no Windows 9. I thought there wasn't. Thought it was like a Note, what do you call it? Note 6 situation. No, Note 6 never existed. Unless you count the Note Edge. You forgot Windows NT. I did not count the server ones because I don't know which ones were good in that aspect and all that kind of stuff. Where's the deal on the Tab S7? Anyone? The deal on the Tab S7. Let me see if I can find it for you real quick. It is on Samsung's website. Now, this is in the US, so I'm not sure if it's going to be everywhere. So just so you know. But it is in the Samsung Discover. And grabbing the link for you right now. Dang it, it's too long. Hold on. With the chat, it doesn't always let me do a long link, so I have to get a link shortener. Yep. Sorry, the second link will work, the first one won't. Okay. Vista nearly killed Microsoft. Yeah, it was bad. I loved XP, one of my favorites. Rigsby is the best one of all time. Thank you, Paul. Yes, XP was really good. Loved it. I think it was such a good update. I mean, it had to be after ME. But yeah, XP was a solid one, and then Windows 7 was really good. When do you think Samsung rollable phones will come out? I think that's a possibility for next year, to be quite honest. We have to wait to see how much all of this delaying stuff really has set all the companies back. But I think research and development will really ramp up beginning of next year, end of this year, so that hopefully we can get back on track with innovation. Yes, finally, the Mandarin, the real one this time. Yes. For those of you who've never seen, Marvel has a short. It's on Disney Plus, and you can definitely find it. I think probably even on YouTube. I believe it's called "Hail to the King," and it actually reveals the real Mandarin wanting to speak to the fake Mandarin. So check that video out if you've never seen it. Will the Galaxy Tab S8 be better, or shall I go ahead and give the Tab... Sorry for that loud firework. We have them in our neighborhood. It's a $2,000 fine now to do fireworks in our area because the city was just so annoyed with it, and people are still doing them. It just drives me crazy. But yeah, so the Galaxy Tab S8 will not only have a Plus variant, but it'll also have an Ultra variant. The reason why that's so important is because the Ultra variant will actually be bigger. It'll be a 14-inch tablet. So that's pretty huge, insane. Besides that, you're going to have a faster processor, faster graphics card. No word on it being the AMD, although now that I'm thinking about it, that would be the perfect one to put an AMD graphics card on. Like, why wouldn't you put it on the tablet? Yeah, that one is the one I would really be interested in. But other than that, it's not going to be too much of an upgrade. The upgrade is really more the Ultra series rather than the Plus series. So you're going to have the Tab S8, Tab S8 Plus, and Tab S8 Ultra from what we're hearing. And again, it'll be announced in September, end of August, early September. Let's see. What is your opinion on NFTs? How big do you think they will get? I don't know. NFTs seem so silly and ridiculous to me. Like, I get Bitcoin. That it has a lot of uses. It has a lot of advantages. It makes sense in a lot of ways, right? Is it new? Is it dangerous? Is it all that kind of stuff? Yeah, sure. But NFTs to me don't make sense for the fact that even if you own an NFT, anyone else can use that image and you can't do anything about it. So that to me still doesn't make sense. Maybe when we get regulations on NFTs, but that would be so dangerous in terms of power and all. Like, I don't know. Like, if someone owns a meme, right? Can they charge anyone that uses it? And if so, will it be famous anymore? How, it's all this kind of stuff. So I don't care for NFTs because I just don't see a value of it yet. Maybe if there is regulation, like I said, like where you get privileges for being an NFT owner. But as of right now, there is no benefit to owning an NFT as far as I can tell. Except bragging rights. That's literally the only thing about NFTs is their bragging rights. And I guess money laundering. I shall leave. Hey, good night, Rudy. Thank you so much for your help. How's the job search going? So funny enough, actually, after weeks, I mean, this happened in February, guys, when I got let go. After so long, I got 2 interviews in 1 week. So that was really cool. Territory manager, and a regional manager position. I did 1 last week. Actually, I did 2. They called me for the second interview. I guess I did well in both, so promising there. And then this week I'm interviewing for the regional sales one Tuesday. So we'll see how it goes. I'm excited about doing that, but it's just something that's just so crazy in terms of everything. It's like I never get my hopes up because it's like, I've gotten to the point where I was offered everything they sent me the paper to sign, but before they send me the official paper, so they sent me like an outline of what the paper is. By the way, when you go into corporate world, typically you get a job offer, like a offer paper, so you can sign it. The director had to sign it before me, and before, like, the hiring manager had outlined it. Okay, this will be your pay. This will be all that kind of stuff. Right in February, as soon as I got let go, so I was like, oh, I'm just going to be ending this job and starting a new one. And the job basically got canceled because they were like, we're actually they did some restructuring, so they let go of people and they had new people that they needed to hire first before my position then. So that whole thing ruined everything basically. And even though I had a start date lined up, I'd had the salary, had the pay, all this kind of stuff, everything lined up, I didn't get it because of changes made last minute right before. So until I signed the document and put it and like, yes, that's when I'm saying, okay. All right, let's see. Still have fireworks? Yes, I do. My goodness, fake Mandarin talking with the real one sounds awesome and hilarious. So he didn't talk to the real one. He just found out there was a real one from the 10 Rings, and he wanted to speak with him. And that's all I'll say. But yeah, it has been Kingsley in it, the fake Mandarin in it. Ricky, will you do a live stream with the Microsoft event? Would love to see your reaction. I actually do. I know the Microsoft live stream is this week, but I do not know when it is. Microsoft event. So it's the 24th. I will not. Yeah, it's 24th at 11 a.m. Eastern. No, I can't. I can't do it, unfortunately, because that is the day that I will be going to California Adventure to the Marvel thing. So I will not be doing that then, just because it's on the 24th. I'll do a recap at the end of the day, depending on how long my day goes. But yeah, that I will be doing that for it. Well, right up until I'm reading in bed, drop in. Yeah, definitely. If you're having a 14-inch tablet, just drop. I felt so bad actually. That happened to my son earlier this week. I was changing his diaper, and he had his Kindle Kids tablet, and he was playing his game, and then he had it up here while I was changing, so he's laying on his back, and then just boop, and he just started crying. I was like, oh. I'm like, okay, well, that's why you don't view it like that, you know? But yes, and like I got it hit his face, so it hit his nose, so he was like, ah. But yeah. And speaking of my son, Xander Meets World is our YouTube channel. I just recorded 3 more videos this week, so more videos are coming. I haven't uploaded for a little bit for that channel, so more are coming this week. Obviously, I was inundated with meetings, so yeah. Would love to see a recap, even if it's the next day. Yes, I will be doing a recap on the Windows event. I have very strong feelings with the Surfaces usually, so I will definitely let you guys know which ones to buy, which ones not to buy. Because one thing that I think has been just the worst thing ever is the Surface Go. I think they're usually the biggest ripoffs, and Chromebooks are way better. So yeah, I will definitely be letting you guys know what to buy, what's good, what's bad in Windows 11 and all that kind of stuff. So yeah. All right, guys. Any more questions? If not, we will be wrapping up, and I will be back doing another live stream video in 3 hours when we go live with the Amazon Prime Day deals. But yeah, other than that, and you know, I've been saying that. Let me make sure that Amazon deals are coming at midnight like they normally do. Yeah, starts at midnight PT. So yeah, Amazon Prime deals will be starting at midnight tonight. So yep, we will be doing it live. And all of the deals will be on. I'll put some of them on the video, but basically they're all going to be on YouTube tech deals for everyone to get. So definitely, the reason for that too is because the way YouTube does it is I can only have so much in a video. So what happened every year was I actually had to start deleting older deals so that I could put new ones. Now with my website having all the deals, I can put as many as I want. So yeah, that'll be a really great thing to have coming up. Okay, and let's go over 51st Date Questions before we finish off. If you don't know, 51st Date Questions is a game that I created. It's available on Android and iOS. Really fun game. It is a great game for a first date or a game for just when you're with your loved one, you want to kill some time and have some fun. You'll be surprised at their answers. They'll be surprised at your answers. It really is a fun catching up on what's going on with you, and definitely probably the best icebreaker you can ever have on a date. 51st Date Questions on Android and iOS, and the link in the description. All right, guys, with that being said, I'll call that a show just so I can get a little bit of rest, a little bit of ramp up time. I am drinking regular coffee so I can stay up. And I will see you guys in 3 hours. Should be a lot of fun. Hopefully some of you can join me. If not, make sure to catch the video tomorrow. And again, I will be updating it pretty much from 6 a.m. onward. Every 3 hours, I will be adding new deals to there. So definitely keep coming back and checking it out. All right, guys. Thank you guys again always for watching. This has been RICKY, the YouTube Tech Guy.
Thank you so much again for watching. Make sure to subscribe, like, and comment down below. Also, follow us on social media at YouTube Tech Guy, and check out some more great tech videos on your screen right now.